Hello everyone. Let's see. We can say hi to Dirk, Paul, No Name, BMC, Henry, Lindy, John, Ryu, Morgan. Thank you guys all for being here early on that side. Let's check out the other one. We had Jaden, No Name, William, Teacup, and Amy. Hello everyone. I want you to activate. Thank you. And activate. Okay. And then we're also live on TikTok. Hey, ES. Xavier, hello. Whoop. Someone didn't close the door. Hello. I think everything is operating correctly. Hey, 777 Orbit, hello. That's not all running. Let's make sure. Yeah, activate. There we go. And then that is on. Yeah, you are. You are here early. And there's the orange cat. Guys, I just want to let everyone know that that doesn't surprise me, Doctor Who. But what I was going to say is just want to let everybody know that cat hate will not be tolerated today. It's quite rude. The poor kitty has done nothing. He just sits back there. He just exists. Hey, Dawn. Oh, listen. I don't know if if anybody was actually going to do it or not, but there is officially treats on the wish list. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. Psycho cat guy. Yeah, that was a definitely like a new one. Even for me, to somebody be like, your cat is ugly, and then just keep talking about it, like River, Safari, and Bailey. Bailey is the orange one over here that you can see. Bailey is the orange one. Well, thanks, Moose. Right, racers? People were so odd last night. Well, just one person was so odd last night about like, ew, cat, your cat is so, like, why you gotta go after the cat? What'd the kitty do? The cat did nothing to you. The cat is a cat. It can't talk. The most it can do is hiss at you. And he can't even hear you, and so, you know. Alright, this is not catching all of the comments. What is, oh, it, what is happening here? Why did that stop? That's not cool. Stop that. Weird. Just saw that stopped. Thanks for telling me, guys. Like, real talk, thank you for telling me. That was so weird. Alright. That was odd. There we go. Now that's back up. I sincerely don't know. Yeah, it should be back up now, Amy. Explains a lot. It also explains why I was able to see all of the Twitch comments, because, oh, yeah, Twitch. Sorry, because that gets buried. Yeah, it's working now. I have no idea what happened. Dog Lover, Parker's, Frozen. Hello, everybody. Everybody new over on the purpley one. Alright. I don't understand some comments. Algorithm comment. Where is that one at? Why is this not staying in sync? This is... shows that they're already activated, but this isn't working. Oh, well, that's gonna be a problem. Oh, wait, no. Maybe that was over here. No. Still moving. Okay. It's not... what is happening? Sorry, guys, if I'm missing something. My... oh, man, I probably missed a really cool gift, too. I am so sorry, Moose. I'll have to watch that on the replay. This is breaking on me, and I don't know why. No, the portrait is showing that it's still going. Parker's, can you go and check, please? Can you check the portrait and make sure it's still going? I don't know. Like, someone said it ended. I still see it going. All of the chats are working. Hi, everyone. As you are coming in, remember to double tap that screen. And also to hit that follow button if you haven't already. Okay. Thank you, Parkers. I don't know. I think there's just a weird delay. Alright, there is a couple of things I need to look up. Whenever someone wants to call in, it is running. There is supposed to be an active. Okay. Wow, that was not cool. Okay. Oh, goodness. Yep. U.S. Naval Academy on lockdown following reports of active shooter. Well, I appreciate that, Moose. I'm just sorry that I missed it and I didn't have a chance to see it. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, how, thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. How old are you?
25.
Okay. And are you still supporting Trump?
Of course, more than ever.
More than ever. All right. Are you willing or able to, well, willing and able to accept today that Donald Trump has lied to you in his previous administration, is actively lying to you in his current administration?
Yeah, I'm going to grant all that.
You're willing to? Awesome. Name 3 lies that he's told you in this administration.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know them off the top of my head.
Oh. So why would you say that you're able to admit it if you
I'm willing to grant that.
You're willing to grant that, but you're not able to name 3 lies?
Yeah, you can say he said a million lies. I'm willing to grant all of them.
Okay, so
I particularly like him and support him because he's anti-trans.
I'm good. Hey, at least I thank you guys in the comments for that. Um, I believe it. Honest to goodness. That's not even about why. Like, I don't know if people realize this, but I'm not asking you why you support him. I'm asking you to accept that he's lying to you, and then let's run through some lies. See, there's a significant difference there that I think they're not understanding. I'm sure he has been. Oh, well, I don't have to worry about that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 34.
You're 34. Awesome. And are you still supporting Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you willing and able to accept that Donald Trump has lied to you in the past and is actively lying to you in his current administration?
I can't think of any lies off the top of my head, so
You can't
I don't
think
know.
of any lies? Oh. None at all.
None really come to mind. I try to assume positive intent, so,
Just assume
um,
positive. How about I ended 7 wars?
7 wars?
Yeah, it's what he said. Literally said it this week.
What do you mean?
Well, Donald Trump says he's ended 7 wars. Do you believe him or do you think that's a lie?
Um, I guess I would have to ask, like, what wars did he say? Like, was he just throwing out a random number, or which wars were we talking about specifically?
Armenia and Azerbaijan have not signed a peace deal. They are still in talks, and there's still active conflict, so the war is not ended there. That's
Okay.
one that he takes credit for. He takes credit for Pakistan and India when India vehemently says and has had protests because of his speeches that he's continuing to give even through, like today, about ending all of the wars. That he had zero to do with helping their negotiation that they did with a separate third party country, right? Same thing with Thailand and Cambodia. They negotiated, they had a trilateral meeting with Malaysia, sat down there, and that's where they negotiated their ceasefire that stopped their war, right? 3 days after Donald Trump offered to negotiate for them, and the Prime Minister of Thailand said, no, thank you, and went to Malaysia. So
Well, I'll
there's
be
just
completely
three.
honest. The happenings around the world, I'm a little bit less in tune with. I've had a
I
kind of
mean,
a
it's not
stressful
about
year.
really about being less in tune. It's the fact that he is actively lying to you, the public, and his supporters.
Okay. I mean, what's the alternative?
You can just not support the president of the United States and accept that he's been lying to you instead of living in a bubble.
I don't really live in a bubble. I watch a lot of
You
leftist
you kind of
streamers and
are living
stuff.
in a bubble if you're already admitting that you don't pay attention to the rest of the world or that it's less concerning for you so you don't really care. That is in fact living in a bubble. You have isolated yourself.
Oh, it wasn't intentional. I mean, I just kind of lived through a couple of floods recently and had to move a couple times, so
Oh
life's
dang.
been a little bit fast lately. But I mean, I know I didn't like the way Kamala was
I
talking
don't
during the
care
debate.
about going back through the election. Let's be very clear. When you're like, what's the alternative? The alternative is just not supporting him. You don't have to support anybody else because I think people somehow forget that we don't have another presidential election for about, just over 3 more years, right? So there is
Right.
no one for you to support outside of him so you can just not support Donald Trump. No one is
He
telling
seems
you
like
you
he
have to
loves the
support the
country.
No.
I mean, it really seems like it, the
Do you
way that
sound
he
like, does
talks
it
about
sound like he
Americans.
loves the country when he signs an executive order or makes a statement saying that we're not going to touch Medicaid and Social Security, but and also gives a memo to the Social Security Administration, instructs them to send out letters to Social Security recipients that actually pay taxes out of their Social Security benefits, and telling them that he's ended taxes on Social Security when it is nowhere within the 330 pages of HR 1, aka the One Big Beautiful Bill. That to me doesn't sound like you care about the American people when you're instructing an entire agency to send out letters to people that are actively receiving benefits from that agency that are saying taxes on your Social Security has ended when it in fact has not. That actually is harmful.
I mean,
That is
Medicaid
actively
and
harming. I specifically talked about Social Security in this case, right?
oh,
That is actively harming Social Security recipients, the elderly individuals within our country.
what about the Social Security recipients who were living in their 200s and stuff? Like, I thought we trimmed off. I thought that would really help other
And
recipients of
that's
Social
been
Security.
proved wrong. Have you ever heard of COBOL?
No.
That's the system that the Social Security Administration runs off of, and it is antiquated. Okay? It's a little bit outdated. If you mistype the year wrong, it automatically sets it to a year that's 200 years in the past, like the 1800s. Do you know when the
Oh,
Social
you
Security
mean
Administration
Cobalt?
started? No, it's, yeah.
Cobalt, the programming language. Wow, I used to program Cobalt way back in the day, and that makes a lot of sense. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there are not people that are 200 years old receiving Social Security. That's been debunked since he made that statement on the freaking Congress floor. So yeah, you really have been out of tune, and totally understandable, I guess, if you've really been moving consistently for the last 6 months. But let me
I'm a
try this
busy
for you.
guy.
When was the Social Security Administration started?
Oh man, I don't know. All I know is things started going downhill in 1912 after the Titanic sunk with all those people trying to fix the Federal Reserve or whatever on it. Oh, are you still there?
Holy, for fuck's sake.
I'm sorry.
Holy, for fuck's sake. Thank you, Kelbell. I will. The water is right here. Yeah, I wish I had
Sorry, my
some of
cat's
that.
making noise.
Yeah. Cool. So we don't know when Social Security Administration formed. Let's try this on for size. So Donald Trump also said that there are individuals over 350 years old receiving Social Security. Can you tell me how old our country is?
I I know exactly where that one goes. Yeah, no, it's our country isn't that old, but
Yeah.
that's what was
Social
getting popped in the
Security has
system.
also only been around for 80 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
It's impossible for someone that's 200 years old to be receiving Social Security.
so, who was the first one who was reporting on Epstein? Like, who was the first one who started going against him?
I'm not talking about the Epstein files because TikTok is a sensitive child.
Oh, okay, I completely understand. It was Trump, though. Just gonna throw that out there.
Oh yeah. So you've been keeping up enough. What else can you tell me? Was he also like a confidential informant for the FBI?
I've heard rumors of that, but nothing that
Oh,
really
so you're informed
substantiates.
enough to actually listen to Mike Johnson being the only person that has actually said that. It hasn't been corroborated by the FBI. They haven't given out any statements or provided any data or paperwork to the congressional committee that would prove that he would be a CI, because those have to be logged with the informally registered under the FBI, right? In order for someone to actually be a confidential informant. So
Yeah,
I
like I
just
said,
want to
I
be
don't
clear.
think he
You
was.
you are in tune enough to pay attention to what conspiracy theories they put out. Got it. All right, man.
Well,
So are you able to accept today that Donald Trump is lying to you?
is he?
Yeah, he is. Phone lines are back open for someone that doesn't live in conspiracy land. Actually, silliness. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hey, sorry, I think I.
No, I hung up on you on purpose. That was on purpose. That was me. Yeah. That was literally me. I hung up on you because you said stupid stuff. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
How old are you?
No.
No? No means no. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes,
Yes. How old are you?
How old are you?
47.
Awesome. Can you stop the stream in the background?
Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Yep.
Awesome. So welcome to the MAGA support hotline. Are you willing and able to accept today that Donald Trump has not only lied to you in his current administration, but also in the past?
I'm willing to accept that he's a human being, and human beings lie all the time.
So can you tell me what you get out of saying that? Is this a way to excuse the lies?
No, I think it's just the fact that there are over 300 million people in the country, and we were given essentially two choices.
Oh,
And
no, I'm
he's the best
not
choice.
talking, sir, this is not about going over the election results. This is literally the MAGA support hotline. I am here to help people open their eyes and realize that your active administration is in fact lying to you. This isn't about who won the election results. We all know who was inaugurated into office on January 20th, 2025. There is no question about that. So I guess the difference is here is I'm able to accept and realize that just because somebody is the president of the United States, that does not mean that I need to support them, especially when they are actively lying and some of their lies are in fact harmful. Okay. I guess I would hang up too. Hey, Ryan. You guys are just silly. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes,
Awesome. How old are you?
28.
28. And are you willing and able to accept today that Donald Trump has been lying to you not only in his current administration but also in the past?
No.
You're not able to. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Can you even think of one potential lie that he's told you?
One potential lie.
In his current administration. Let me,
Oh, current. Oh, okay. His current.
yeah, in his current administration.
Okay. The first lie is that he said your cat was cute, but as ugly as fuck. Get that piece of shit off the fucking stream.
Oh, you actually hung up. That's funny. I didn't realize that Donald Trump knew Bailey. Guys, are you aware of this? Donald Trump apparently knows my cat. Damn. Bailey, you are famous. Did you know that, Bailey? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yep.
Awesome. How old are you?
34.
34. And are you still supporting Trump?
No, absolutely.
You are?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Just making sure. And are you willing and able to accept today that Donald Trump has lied to you in his previous administration and is actively lying to you in his current administration?
Nope. Just like
You're not
the
able
left
to?
using their... No, he hasn't. I mean, every
He
president
hasn't
lies.
lied to
I'm not
oh.
gonna...
What do you get off of saying,
not-
like, what do you get out of saying every president lies? Because, see, when I hear that, I hear somebody trying to make an excuse for an active sitting president in his active way of lying, in his lies that are actually causing harm to the American people. And I don't think that we should be able, I don't think that we should allow lies to cause harm to the American people.
Oh, you mean like the hateful rhetoric that the left says, calling us Nazis and fascists and everything like that got Charlie Kirk
How does
killed,
that
you
hurt your
stupid fucking
feelings?
cunt?
How does that hurt your feelings for someone to call someone a fascist? A fascist is just an ideology, unfortunately. It's a very real political ideology, but it is, in fact, just
You're
an
a fucking
ideology.
influence.
I understand. Are
fucking
you able to
influence.
define fascism?
No.
Are you able to define
You need to get
fascism?
your ass back
Are
in
you
the
able
kitchen,
to
you stupid
define
fucking cunt.
fascism? Are you able to define fascism?
Single for life.
Are you
You're gonna
able
be
to
single for
define
life.
fascism?
Why are we Nazis? How
Are
we
you
a
able
Nazi?
to define fascism?
Why are we a Nazi? Why do you?
Are
why
you
do
able
why
to
do you spread
define
so much hate against
fascism?
us?
Are you able
Why
to
can't you, Why
define?
can't you have a debate?
Are you able to define fascism?
Can you explain why you're a cunt?
Are you able to define fascism?
Can you explain why you're a cunt?
Well, right now, it wouldn't be that I
Can
am
you
being a
explain
see you
why
next
you are a
Tuesday.
cunt?
Well, see, I was actually in the middle of talking,
Can you
going
explain
to
why
okay.
you are a cunt?
So here's what we're gonna do, Pookie Pie. So I just
No,
want to be
this is
very
why we
clear
need to
with
take
you,
the-
and I guess
the
everybody that's
rights away
listening
for
while
women
you're
to vote.
actively crashing out for some, I don't know what reason. But so I don't think I'm being a see you next Tuesday. Oh, you hung up on your own. That's cool. I'm just attempting to have an intellectual conversation with somebody that apparently it's impossible to have an intellectual conversation with. Thank you, 777. Donate to Ari's cute kitty treats. Yes, guys, there is a wish list in the link tree. You can look at that. Aw, thank you, Gordon. Bailey is adorable. Buy him a pet mouse. Listen, if you guys are a member and a subscriber on both chats, I don't know how to upload emojis in the purple app yet, but I'll work on that. But if you're on the other apps, there should be a Bailey emoji that y'all can drop in the comments. Y'all are so pressed about my Smex life in the red app comments, and that's weird. Sorry, that was the same guy that wants to insult my cat. Dude, no means no. Why are all the same people calling back? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Sorry, that was the same guy that wants to
Yep.
the cat.
How old are you?
24.
44? Awesome. Can you end the stream in the background?
24.
24. Can you end the stream in the background?
I can.
Awesome. And are you still supporting Trump?
I am.
Are you willing and able to accept today that Donald Trump has lied to you in his previous administration and is actively lying to you in the current administration? That's weird. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? How old are you?
What does that matter?
Because I'm dual streaming on multiple applications and there are terms of service that say you have to be over the age of 18. So how old are you?
I'm over the age of 18.
No, I need a age range within 5 years. So let's try that. How old are you?
That's a weird.
Okay. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Been better, been worse, but I'm okay.
Awesome. And how old are you?
I'm 48 years old.
48. Cool. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I mean, for the most part, I'm gonna have to say yes.
For the most part. Okay.
Yeah.
And are you willing and able to accept today that Donald Trump has lied to you in the past and is actively lying to you in his current administration?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the past 3 months, I have not followed any politics
Okay.
at all. But I will say this. I still think he was possibly better than what we would have had.
No,
I'm
this
sorry?
isn't about rehashing the prior election. This is
No,
talking
no.
about
I'm
like
not talking about the
what
prior.
he's.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like whatever. Like I said, I have no idea what he's lying about right now. But how to say this? The guy that just called a minute ago when you're like, can you define fascism? And he just kept going off on his things. That to me is half of what's wrong with people trying to do, I guess you could say, dialect with each other. Because it's like you're asking him a question, then he just goes off on some insult. While at the same time, people on the right always say when you disagree with somebody on the left, they go off on these tangents and just call you names. So if you're trying to be a Trump supporter and he's doing such a great job, then you have to stop acting like the people that you talking trash about. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, I apologize because I have not kept up with politics in the past couple of months. I've kind of been out of it. Just been working a lot and really don't pay attention to the news anyway. But I guess the main thing was I'm like, dude, this guy's getting on my nerves. And I think like if you ask somebody a question, they can either say, I don't know, or could you tell me? But don't go off on some tangent and then sit there and say, oh, whenever we ask them a question and they get it wrong, they just go off on tangent. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was my opinion. I listened to you. Probably my third time listening to you. I have not subscribed yet, but I plan on it. And it's like whenever you prove a point to somebody about what Trump is doing that's bad, and they're all like, well, you're just a so-and-so or whatever. I'm like, dude, either accept the fact that the man's not doing the job he was supposed to do, or get off the phone. So, but I'll apologize on behalf of most of us Trump supporters about the way some of the other Trump supporters are talking to you.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, man. Sounds like you're at least socially aware. So we'll give you that.
I appreciate it. I try to be.
Yeah, no, sounds like you are. Well, I do hope you have a good night, man, and I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I appreciate that, man. Sounds like
You support Trump?
socially aware.
Can you turn off the stream in the background?
Do you support Trump?
Can you turn off the stream in the background?
Are you a Trump supporter?
No.
Why?
Are you willing and able to accept that Donald Trump is actively lying to you in his current administration? Yes or no?
No, I think Trump is a hell of a man. He's doing a damn good job.
Okay, but he's told no lies?
Yeah, so I guess I'm believing in lies, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately you are, but that's a lot of individuals right now. So, for example,
Well-
do you truly believe that he's ended 7 wars?
Well, I believe that he's standing up for a lot of people that people can't stand up for themselves. And then when people that talk shit, well, who else are you going to put in his place to do a better job?
Oh no, sir, it's not about that. It's just having a common understanding that just because somebody is the president of the United States does not mean that you have to unequivocally, blindly support them. So this is about accepting the fact that you can still support him, right? While acknowledging, at the very minimum, while acknowledging that he has lied to you. And by accepting that he's lied to you, in speaking about the lies, that shows that you don't have just blind loyalty to everything that's
Okay,
going on,
so
and you have social awareness, for example.
and what about the last 3 presidents that we've had before Trump?
And
You
what do
think
you
they're
get out of
presidents?
saying that?
Well, I'm just saying they ain't any better than Trump.
Okay, so does that excuse his actions just because you bring up the prior presidents?
At least that man does something
Does
instead of
that
fucking walk all
excuse
over the
his
people.
actions by
I
bringing
give
up
that
the
man every
prior
excuse to do what
presidents?
he does.
Oh,
At
he
least
gets
he's got
every
fucking balls.
excuse.
He's got balls.
Gotcha. Is that why he's lying to individuals that are receiving Social Security, so the elderly in our country, about ending no tax on Social Security,
Well,
and
you know,
sending
if he was
it,
to go and retract it,
and also having the Social Security Administration send them letters specifically telling them that they end its tax on Social Security when it's nowhere within the 330 pages of HR 1, aka the One Big Beautiful Bill. So
well, how
why
many
should I
people have
excuse
been
the
on Social
fact?
Security that are immigrants?
Why
So you're gonna let me
are
talk,
you
or you gonna
kidding me?
continue
That's
talking shit?
are you
That's the
are you
reason
all
why you are
this like
garbage. You are
I'm sorry.
garbage, bitch.
Okay. Okay, bye. God damn. Like what did I do? Did is the full moon was a couple of days ago. The full moon was a couple of days ago. And all I was trying to do was correct something and then just point out a lie. Jesus, holy crash out! Yeah, that's a good one. Donald Trump has united the countries of the world against America. I agree with you, Paul. In fact, that is something that I say. He crashed out. Wasn't even being mean. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am well over 18.
I need a age year within a 5-year age gap. You can give me an age range, but it's got to be within 5 years.
Is my name like totally withheld and everything?
Yeah, don't even say your name. The number's not even ever going to go on the screen. You don't have to say your name. Just your age.
Yeah, I'm 40.
Okay, awesome. And are you still supporting Trump?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Should I elaborate a little bit, or?
No, are you willing and able to accept that Donald Trump has actively lied to you and is actively lying to you now?
Yes, I believe. Well, now there's a whole lot of things that can get wrapped up into saying that. You know what I mean? I believe that anyone with that much money and power they lie to us, no matter who it is. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if it's him or someone else. We're going to be lied to, so we shut the frick up and, do what we're supposed to. These are my opinions.
Gotcha. Oh, so. Jay, thank you for becoming a member. I'll put that up there on the screen. Okay. So can you name 3 lies that he's told in his current administration?
I think so. Let me start with the one that really set me off,
okay.
That really kind of shifted me a little bit on my feelings about the man. I want to start by saying that I feel like he's not from the old money. He's a different part of all the, the group of fools that run. I believe that he's a different group of people, so he's disrupting the current group that's been running things for a while. I appreciate that aspect, but back to the lies. The first one that really set me off was when he said he was just going to go after, the bad people that are in the country and this and that, and that, if you happen to be with them, we're going after the people that are doing these major crimes, and if you happen to be with them, you're going to. Everyone was on board with that. It made total sense. And then I don't know if the clip was taken out of context, but there was that lady, the spokeswoman, I can't remember her name. But anyway, so
Caroline Levitt?
She's the one that, I guess so. The blonde-haired lady, she's been representing him
the
since
press
the last
secretary
presidency as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So she then went to. What's the baby? Oh, give me that, sweetheart. Thank you. Okay, so sorry about that. So she then proceeds to say that I can't remember the exact context of the clip. That, well, you know what? They are illegals, so they are in violation, so they are criminals, and they're all getting arrested. I'm paraphrasing, and I know I'm misquoting, but it was a pretty bad clip. And for someone to say one thing and then to go totally against it and to tell everyone, you know what, I don't really care about your feelings. This is what it's going to be. Like, if it's got to be like that from the beginning, cool, say it like that. But like, let's not switch it up and get people on board and then pull the rug out from underneath them, kind of thing. That was pretty major, but the clip could be taken out of context. Another one would be what everyone already knows, the Epstein thing, but who knows what's going on with that. I don't know if I can say that word or not, but that's two major ones right there. Third would be, I can't confirm this, but I've been hearing a lot about Social Security and stuff, and I was under the impression that he was going to benefit people retiring, and then now I'm hearing that the money's disappearing. But it's hard to know who's telling the truth, you know? So I don't even know who to believe.
The easiest thing is that he told everyone, including the American people, that there was going to be no tax on Social Security, even went through the process of having the Social Security Administration send out letters to the Social Security recipients. And this is not SSDI. This is not Social Security disability, right? This is people that receive regular Social Security. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jay, for sending out 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, the retired individuals, the people that are 65 and a half plus years old, right? That all received this letter that said that they're going to have no more taxes on Social Security, except it is nowhere within the 330 pages of H.R. 1, aka the One Big Beautiful Bill.
Okay, I'm refraining from cussing. Yeah, that's a bunch of bull stuff right there. It's just too much paperwork, and here's where I'm at with it. I believe that it doesn't matter who it is sitting in that seat.
62 and a half, you guys are right, my bad. It is the earliest. It's 62 and a half, not 65 and a half.
Oh, okay, still close. Honest misquote, or honest, that's so close. So, we're not splitting hairs here, just trying to get to the bottom of things, you know what I mean? As long as we're kind of close, then. So, I believe that no matter who's in there, they're going to lie. There isn't like some great official. It's part of the job. You know, like running certain companies, you kind of got to do certain things. And unfortunately, these are facts, unfortunate facts of life. And so they've got to lie a little bit. I hate to say it, but they don't got to be weasel dirtbags about it. You know what I mean? What's up, buddy? Yeah, yeet that sucker. So, yes, please. So I don't know where we go from here. You know, like what, we elect a new guy and it's the same freaking things except a different song and dance. Like, what do we do?
I would say, okay, the easiest thing is who ends up with the most fact checks that prove them wrong, right? Because we are in a digital age today, right? Where the internet is free of use for now. Hopefully it stays that way. Sorry, I bring that up because that was something that was suggested about 7 years ago.
It's so easy to misquote and manipulate clips, though. You know what I mean?
No, well, I'm not talking about clips. I'm talking about news sources that run fact checks, right? So you have a lot of them that are considered unbiased. You can run a media bias check on every news outlet if you choose to do so, where they run it through AI programming and they're looking for keywords that say that an article leans left or leans right, and then you can look for the most center political news source.
AI fact checks can be wrong. Right, I'm not trying to interrupt.
I'm talking about using AI not for fact checking. I was saying AI for media bias check, because they have programs and softwares that run through all of the articles that an organization has ever posted online, and they look for left-leaning phrases, right-leaning phrases, and then that's how they measure their bias, right? So there's media bias media bias check. There's also all sides. It does the same thing. Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, fuck your bias, not yours, but fuck your bias. You know what I mean? Like, it should just be what it is. Like, who gives a fuck about people's opinions and, there's more here. And, like, I get it, based, opinions and stuff, but, like, fuck your bias. Not you particularly, but people, and your feelings and stuff. And, like, let's just break it down to the facts. And I feel like we can't break down the facts because it's not promoted for us to get along. I feel like we're being promoted to hate each other a little bit on all fronts, men and women, different colors, it's different preferences. Like, we're so, like, if you look at the media, we're kind of getting pushed apart a little bit. And how are we gonna, like, the bias is just running rampant because no one can come together with common ground, because it's like we're getting pushed apart here, pushed apart there, and we can't even for the COOF or whatever, we couldn't even come together in groups for church events or for any kind of events. I ain't trying to talk about churches or nothing, but like any group of people is what I'm saying, like shutting it down. And if now we can't, you know, because we are the country. We are related to every single thing that runs this country is civilian ran for the most part. You know, even the military men and women, they come home and have a lot of times they come home and have dinner with their families, and they're part of the neighborhood again. They grew up from the neighborhood. We're all so interwound, and we start hating each other and not communicating, and better follow orders, and like no one can stand up. How do I say this? Like, we got to unite, you know, and put our differences aside and actually have a conversation a little bit. And I feel like we can't ever do that because everyone's pissed off at each other. Everyone's blaming each other, calling each other idiots. Sorry, that's my rant.
Oh, no, you're good. I don't disagree with you. Unfortunately, that's just how we are, and it doesn't help when we have no real leads on, you know, like the events that occurred yesterday, but we have public elected officials, even non-elected officials, that are going out and already placing blame on one side without knowing the reasoning. And the last time that this happened, it came out and we found out that it wasn't anybody that was on the other side of the political stream. It was somebody that was on the same side of the political spectrum.
And talk about a fucking false flag affair, it wouldn't be the first one, you know? Like, who does it benefit for us to not get along? You know what I mean? Maybe they got something to do with this shit. Somebody benefits from us not getting along as a people. I mean,
it
ain't me. It ain't you.
It's all to cause unrest at the end of the day. Unfortunately, I unfortunately think that there's a point where it just might lead as an excuse to become a militarized state, and that's my biggest worry.
Let me say this real quick. I've noticed some clips from Mr. Kirk that weren't very pro-government. He said some things that were very specific and would be frowned upon by people in positions, you know? So
one would hope.
I don't know. What's that?
I said one would hope that it would be frowned upon.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, for him to disappear means now he's quiet, and that was like a bridge between two people that don't really get along. He was like a little bit of a bridge there. Even if he was biased, he was still a form of a bridge. But for him to be gone now, there's no bridge, and he was also saying other things about, like, here's the real enemy, guys. You know, like, look over here. Look at these crooks. I don't know. It's just, you got to take a step back and look at, like, who's the one benefiting, who's getting wrecked. Just like a little problem in the house. Like, why would this kid lie? I get it, it's bigger. And then it's like neighborhood size, and then state, city. It's all pretty much human nature type things. It's not real complicated. Some little weasels, I don't know. I don't know. These are opinions of mine. These aren't facts.
Oh, no, you're fine, sir. Well, it sounds like you're pretty aware of everything that's going on. So I appreciate you letting it all out and at least coming to some sort of realization that not everything is partisan and there's nothing wrong with being bipartisan, at least in a lot of occurrences.
I love everybody, and I hold everyone accountable. You know what I mean? We're all fucking dirtbags. All people are good. I don't know. But hey, you have a good rest of your stream and all that. Did I do good?
You did.
Okay?
Yeah, you're fine, man.
Did you lose viewers? Did you lose viewers?
Nah, my algorithm's been weird anyways. So you're good.
Okay, cool. Well, you take care, and you have a good one.
You too.
All right, bye.
That was actually really sweet. And thank you, Raymond, for talking about my glasses. I appreciate that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Fuck you, nigger.
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 22 years old.
22. Okay. And are you still supporting Trump?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Do you mind if I just give my stream a quick PSA?
Yeah, I don't really know what that is, but yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Guys over on TikTok, let's go ahead and get the likes up to 75,000. We're almost there anyways. So we should already be up there. It should be about 25,000 likes every 15 minutes, guys, and we're a little bit under that. So let's get the likes up to 75, and then in the next like 2-3 minutes, I'm gonna mute TikTok for a moment. Okay. Over on Twitch and over on YouTube, guys, do all the things that you need to do to interact. Thank you so much, again, Raymond, for the 20 for complimenting the glasses. There's a little buckle on the edge I really like on my glasses, so I do appreciate that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button at the top if you're on YouTube. On Twitch, hit that follow button. After you hit those buttons, don't forget to turn on the alerts so that you know exactly when I go live. And if you send a super chat, become a member, or send some bits, it does go right up on the screen. If there is a message, I will read it. It just might be after the call. All right, guys. Okay, so caller, are you able to accept today that Donald Trump is actively lying to you?
I mean, I don't know. I really like him. I mean, I'm sure there's some things like Epstein stuff that he might be lying about, but I feel like most of it, I believe. I'm a supporter. I mean, I will say this though. People are like, oh, he's not a good dude. I will say he's probably not. I mean, probably no president, true and through, is a good person. I mean, the level to be a president and like all that stress and all the situations you're in, you got to be a narcissist to think you can like do that. So I don't deny that. But is it possible if I could ask you a question? I'm not like I just wanted to ask you something real fast. Is that okay? It's nothing off. I just wanted to. How do you feel about the whole situation that happened yesterday? Obviously, at the passing of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. So for anyone that's wondering, like, I did actually post a video about it yesterday. And to be very clear, guys, I hope that they find the person responsible. They charge him to the full. Sorry, they put him on trial to the full extent of the law. And he faces justice. His family gets justice out of it. And I don't agree with the situation. Political violence is never acceptable.
I agree with that too, especially towards someone like a citizen who he has no control over laws, and he was honestly just debating respectfully and trying to, I agree that with what he does. I think that's the best way to do political. I think that's the best way for us to get along as a country, debating like that. And what was my other thing I was going to say? Sorry, I forgot. I just, do you think like the rhetoric of like some of the left-leaning media outlets does cause situations like this, like assassination?
If we are going to say that, then we also have to say the right does too. The right has had more history of hateful rhetoric than the left. If you consider being called a fascist hateful rhetoric, then people don't know what fascist ideology is, and the fact that it's a political ideology. Right?
Yeah, it is. It's the furthest right ideology.
Right, and it's not necessarily inflammatory. However, but continuing to call the radical left extremists, like putting that label on everybody, calling Zoran Mamdani, that is running for mayor in New York City.
Comrade Mamdani.
Like calling him that, which he's not even Russian, right? That is a Russian term. That's a Russian rank within their military system. Like calling him he's going to be the first socialist communist that we're going to have, having no concept of what socialism is or communism is, right? Like having no true like agreement or acknowledgement of what those political socioeconomic ideologies actually are, and knowing that they're actually failed concepts in today's society that's never been correctly implemented and will probably never see them. Like doing that, and then literally saying, like Donald Trump saying that because of who he is, running for mayor of New York City, wanting to revoke his citizenship that he's had since he's 7 years old and has been in this country since he was 7 years old, is inherently inflammatory. Am I going to say that the left has never done these things? Of course. But no one has ever gone so far as to say, go axe somebody. You know, on either side.
It's just when they call him, there's mentally ill people, and when they call, Trump or Kirk or anyone, Hitler or Mussolini or any fascist character like that throughout history, it can lead people to think that they're doing this country a good by taking off these people. That's at least what I think. I think it leads.
Yeah, and then you can say the same thing about communism, because unfortunately, or calling someone a communist, because unfortunately Ronald Reagan, right, ran a whole campaign calling other countries communists, along with doing like the drug bust and shit like that in other countries. Like, he ran a whole campaign where the idea of communism was demonized, especially coming up through the Cold War, where the USSR was considered a communist state, which is totally incorrect. Communism has no body of government, so that's why there's been no communist country, state. They wouldn't be a country or a state. It would be a populace, and that's all it would be.
North Korea is a communist country.
North Korea is not a communist. They are a authoritarian. They are authoritarian dictatorship. Yeah, no. Like, the USSR was an authoritarian dictatorship.
How about Cuba?
Authoritarian dictatorship. These are not communists. Communism has no governing body. If you have a governing body, if you have a government, then you have nowhere close to communism. And so therefore it is not communism.
Well, I'm just gonna say, at least from what I learned in high school, at least I was told Fidel Castro and
yes. That's part of the problem. That's exactly what I was referring to, right? Is that they ran a demonization campaign on the idea, the concept of communism, without knowing that this was entirely incorrect, or just maybe ignoring the fact that it was entirely incorrect, right? Literally, communism is that you have no money in your society. There are not class separations within your society. So you know how we have rich, middle income, and then poor, and then poverty? That is all a wash. That does not exist in a communist society. And then there is no governing body in a communist society. If there is a government, it is not communist. So any country that claims to be communist is already not, because they have a governing body.
I would have to do more research into that. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, it's a socioeconomic concept.
But I'm just going off what I was taught from teachers, and honestly what I hear from politicians. I mean,
and you shouldn't just read. Like, I highly encourage people to just read
that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would encourage people to just read.
How do you like what do you hate the most about what Trump's done this term? What are your biggest?
Give me 1 second before I get into that. Really quickly, over on the vertical stream, I'm gonna hit a quick reset. So if you guys want to come right back, or head over to the horizontal stream and watch from there. All right, so let's restart this one. Sorry. Okay. So for what I do not like about Donald Trump, hate is a strong word, and I would have had to have first had some kind of modicum of love or affection for the man, which I have never held.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Can I just say one thing? If just a sidebar or side note, whatever you want to call it. If you had to pick someone to be the president in for the 2024 campaign, who would you have picked? Who would your candidate be? Because mine would have been Trump, but I'm a Republican. I know who it would have been, but I mean, who would yours have been?
I mean, the individual that I voted for in 2024 was Kamala Harris.
Even if you could handpick, I'm saying, like, you could handpick a Democrat.
I
And
mean,
that
so
could
I
be,
think the biggest thing is I'm not a Democrat. If I wanted somebody to be president right now,
yeah, right now.
can we actually just go back 8 years ago when Bernie Sanders was younger? Because that's who I would have wanted. I would have loved to have seen how our country would have been if we had a Bernie Sanders president. Bye, Benita. Presidency.
I'm not too big of a Bernie fan.
No,
I
that's
was just gonna
totally
say,
fine.
I'd probably have JD Vance. I mean, I actually think he's smart. I think the thing that a lot of people don't like about Trump is his I don't know, the way he antagonizes people, and I understand that, but I feel like there are some good things you can get behind with him. Definitely, like I feel like even someone who is not part of the party can get behind some good things with them. Like there's some good things you can get behind with other people. Just a handful? You can't think of a handful?
I mean, I can tell you things that I thought that he did well in his first presidency. So, for example, he made animal cruelty.
We're only a year in.
We're not even a year in, and that's the scary
exactly.
part.
So we got
But
time.
so I'll go through this really quickly, since you're asking me to give things that were good. Project Warp Speed, which is what pushed out the C-19 vaccination. I think that did help a lot of people overall. He made animal cruelty a felony, which is highly important. And then he also extended the marine bio-life observation and like funding bill that went through there. I can't ever remember what the exact title of it is. So, like, those are things that I think that he's done well. I would give him the most praise in the world if he just let us roll up an hour next year and then we never rolled back. And daylight savings time. Roll us up an hour and we never go backwards. Never get that hour back.
Is that really?
Yeah, dude, like, I would give him so much credit if we just ended daylight saving time. Because he talked about that in his first term. And then it just never happened. Like, Donald Trump is also the reason why the TikTok ban ever went into effect anyways, because he's the first person in 2017 that talked about banning TikTok. Like, let's be so for real, guys.
I do kind of get that. I do kind of get that, but at the same time, it is a big. I don't know. There's just so many kids who just. There's a lot of bad shit.
There's a lot of bad shit on Facebook, aka Meta.
Yeah, I think all these social media should be not banned, but be restricted to some age level.
You can't.
I know, but I
no,
wish you could.
You literally can't.
Twitter's
And also,
I'm
sorry, TikTok has an age limit. You have to be at least 13 to use it. Granted, the problem is that kids are not dumb. They know how to lie about their age, and so they do. But
they could do like a verification. Like, don't some apps have like a face scan shit, or is that just me? Is that
some? I would imagine.
I think Tinder has that or something.
I mean, dating apps, sure. It's odd. But there's bad social media everywhere. Twitter right now is a cesspool with it, with all of the videos of what occurred yesterday. Like, I don't understand why.
I was watching it live on.
Gosh, what's the colloquial term for that? It's not. Oh, the snuff videos are still up on that site right now.
Yeah, pretty much everything is available on Twitter.
Yeah, so like that's not a good.
That's probably the worst one.
Yeah, it is. So, like, am I saying that TikTok is perfect? Absolutely not. Neither is any other application, and I gotta stop saying their names because TikTok is a sensitive little child.
Are they sensitive?
Yeah. It's very sensitive about other app names. It's a very jealous app. It likes to be the only app that is ever on other people's minds. TikTok is apparently king. We'll just say that. I hope that makes you feel better.
I don't even like TikTok. I'm an Instagram guy. Yeah.
Gotta stop saying the names. You can say IG, man. Say IG.
Oh, IG. I'm an IG guy. Sorry.
And that's fine. I hope you realize that the majority of reels that you see are really TikTok videos.
Yeah, I know. But
okay.
I feel better about myself.
That's the only reason why I downloaded it, is because people are like, you're just watching TikTok videos. I was like, oh, maybe I do need to download it. But I'm just being honest, though, man. Like, Donald Trump is the reason why we have the TikTok ban in the first place. He's the reason we saw all the Republican senators, specifically within his first term of presidency, grilling the CEO of ByteDance and asking him, where's my cutback? Because they were so insulted that TikTok wasn't trying to pay them hush money in Congress because they're so used to getting kickbacks, which I thought was some of the dumbest shit. Like the people that don't remember the Republicans in Congress that did that. Or they forget the fact that the Republicans in Congress, their standalone bill that would have banned TikTok on its own, right? Failed in Congress on its own vote. So they had to throw it in the necessary required appropriations bill that was required to keep the government funded, right? In order to get it to pass. So people act like this was this huge bill that, like everybody wanted because it was bipartisanly voted on. Like it literally passed the Senate with 78 yeses. Okay. So like majority voted on it. Okay. And they make it out like, yeah, see, the Democrats wanted this TikTok ban. No, it was Republicans that wrote the bill, had to ask them to put it in the appropriations bill, and it had to pass so that our military personnel, our federal workers, continued to get a paycheck. And the government didn't shut down. Because people forget that if the government shuts down, our military armed service members are no longer getting paid. Unless they happen to bank with USAA or Navy Fed. Oh, they also don't get paid. They still have to go to work every single day without getting paid. And there are only certain banks that like give them an advance on their salary if they bank with them. Only certain banks will give them advance on their government salary, despite the fact that the government is shut down. Somebody would ask me that. I'm sorry. Somebody literally asked me, why would it be a bad thing that military aren't paid? Military service members deserve to be paid. I don't care. You don't have to support the military. You don't have to support sending troops to war, but you better support the people that signed up for service because it is a voluntary service. Fuck it.
And then
Sorry.
I think the last topic I want to talk about before I go is I feel like I've been hogging up the line, or I don't know if I don't know. I the last dude called for a while, so I was like, okay, maybe.
You're good. What's up?
I just I'm gonna get your stance, at least on like this is kind of a am I allowed to? I guess I am obviously allowed to do a controversial one. Like pro-life, choice. I know it sounds wrong to say, but I'm gonna assume where you stand, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Pro-choice, and pro-choice just means it's none of my business what somebody else does.
Listen, I would totally get that if I wasn't a Catholic. Totally would be for that if it just wasn't against
I'm going to help you with something. There is nowhere in the Bible that says abortion is wrong, nor does it ever clearly say that abortion is murder. There is nowhere in the Bible that actively condones abortion. That is all specifically priests interpreting incorrectly the biblical text, right? I would encourage you to go look up Dan McClellan. He's on all of the apps, including on IG, and go watch some of him. Like, he actually does videos where he breaks down the biblical texts in regards to abortion. There are actual recipes within the Bible, like literally Numbers 5, verses 11 through 31, that walks a priest through how to force a woman to have a miscarriage, which would be an abortion, because it's forcing it to occur. You have Deuteronomy, I believe it is 21 verse 22, and the verses after that, where it talks about that if a man injures a woman or attacks a woman and causes her to miscarry, but there is no further harm to the woman, then the family is only entitled to monetary value. And of course, this is all in the Old Testament, where everything's a life for a life, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, etc. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if the woman suffers any injuries, then the man that is the assailant must suffer the same injuries, but only if it occurs to the woman. So even in God's eyes, the fetus, the unborn child, is not considered a fully formed human life.
Listen, I mean, I can't pull the biblical text out of my ass, unfortunately. But
that's fine. This is something that I'm aware of and I keep track of, and it's something that I studied. So I'm encouraging you to
I
look
grew
up
up as a
Dan
Catholic.
McClellan.
I just am gonna say this is the reason I feel the way I did is I grew up as a Catholic. I was taught from, the moment from pre-K, I guess you could say. I mean, not pre-K. I probably didn't start learning that, like middle school through high school. That the moment conception happens is the moment the child is in the womb, and that is the moment that
Oh, that's
that
scientifically
life
incorrect.
begins. I fair enough. If that's how you feel,
No, I mean that
totally.
is science. So I'm gonna 30 to
I know, but this
50%
is just
of
how
all
I feel.
fertilized embryos pass naturally through a woman. They never implant. Out of the embryos that actually implant, which means that that's when it goes in to the womb, right? And that's when it actually can start to have a life. If you're going to talk about it, then you should say that life begins at the moment of implantation, because that's the only time where it's there. If that's where you want to go, if you want to go all the way back to sperm meets egg, you have to start it at implantation, because again, 30 to 50% of all fertilized eggs never implant, so they just pass naturally through the woman's body. Out of that 70 to 50% that do implant, an additional 50 to 60% of all pregnancies end in miscarriages within the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. Pregnancy is not the end all be all, because it's already set up for failure inside of a woman's body, unfortunately. That's why when we say, like, at least for me, I would be okay with restrictions after the point of viability, because anything can happen up to that point. And if that fetus cannot live on its own outside of a woman's body, then at that point it is always reliant upon the mother, and it is always dangerous to the mother's life until it can be safely removed and living on its own, breathing past the point of viability if anything were to occur. And even then, if something happens to the mother while she's pregnant and it's past the point of viability, you have 5 minutes, no more than 10 minutes, to get that fetus out for it to be able to live on its own.
The Catholic Church is okay with it if it's endangering
For the life of the mother,
woman
yes.
Yes, I do know that. Even if you want to say when there is a fetus, even if we want to say that when there's a fetus, I believe that is a life. I believe that when the fetus is, forming, at least we could even say 6 months. We could even say 7 months. I believe that it has a soul, and anything that has a soul is a life. And
Genesis teaches us that you are not alive until you take your first breath.
Well, that's what God says. Breathe into the nostril.
I breathe life into you.
Yeah, but
yeah. So that's when your soul enters your body. Yeah, I'm just telling you, if you, it's all fine and dandy, but I think people forget that if you truly believe in God, if you truly believe in the Word of God, then you believe in the written word and not what priests have interpreted. Also, TikTok, you guys stop tapping. Get to tapping.
I just believe in what I've been taught. I believe in God.
Okay, so
creator of heaven and earth, and I'm not a biblical. Like, I don't read a lot. I'm not.
Let me ask you a quick question. It's okay.
Doctrine.
That's fine. I encourage you to look up Dan McClellan when you have time. But what state are you in by chance? This isn't
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. So if a woman in Arizona has an abortion at 9 weeks, a medical abortion at 9 weeks, how does that affect you in Pennsylvania?
No, I mean that's fine. A medical abortion is fine if it's affecting her life, or it's going to harm her. Totally for that.
A medical abortion just means that it was given with medication, so mifepristone and then mifepristol.
Sorry, I thought you meant medical as in like.
No.
Okay, that's.
So it's a medication. How does it affect you personally in Pennsylvania?
I just believe that it doesn't affect me directly, but I just feel like it affects God. I mean, these are God's children, and seeing one die just because it's smaller than the other, I just believe that it's not right. I mean, there is a March for Life. I do attend that in D.C., and
Sorry, biblical texts do not support that in any way, shape, or form.
All right, well, I'll do my research on that, but I agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. I believe in pro-life. You believe in pro-choice. That's fine.
Well, I would encourage
fine.
this
We're all
for
gonna
you.
be
Just
divided.
remember that God says that He is the one that is the final judge, right? You,
Well,
us as
Jesus
individuals,
is the final judge on Judgment
and
Day.
us as individuals are not supposed to judge another person, correct?
I mean,
So it is
in
not
what
your
kind of
job
judging?
to determine what is a sin for someone else's life. It is only your job to determine what is a sin for your own life. And I would encourage that you live by those words instead of trying to press your own morals, your own beliefs onto other individuals. And you would
I'm
realize
not.
that
I'm just saying, if I have a family, this is what I would try to store into their minds and their beliefs.
and I
I'm
would
not trying to
encourage you
press
not
this
to
on
do it.
anyone.
You can teach them to love God, but also don't forget that that God teaches us not to press our own beliefs onto other people. Because guess what? Within the biblical text alone, Jesus and God both learned within those texts that hate, fear does not sell the word of God. Love does. It doesn't bring someone into the community of God to sell it on fear or to sell it on hate. Love does. Acceptance does. So when you say that it's sinful to obtain an abortion, which isn't backed by biblical text in any way, shape, or form, then you are causing someone to fear. If you then make it out to seem like every single sin that somebody commits is going to go send you to hell, then you're selling it on fear. Try selling your religion on love, and you'll see a lot more people try to come to it. I personally don't believe in organized religion because it sells on fear and hate, not on love. And I truly believe that if the word of God is to be believed, then at least in the New Testament, God is a God of love, not a God of fear, not a God of hate.
Yeah, I believe that, and I know God is a God of love. He loves you. He loves me. He loves everyone. It's just
Cool.
I'm not.
Then God
gonna
would
push
never
this on my
encourage
kids.
you to push your
He
ideology
would
or
never
your belief
encourage you
system.
to take away one of his. I'm not. I would never push it onto them. I would teach them about it. I would give them the tools to learn what I know and what I learned, and I would give that to them. And once they grow up, they can decide to believe in Judaism. They can decide to be a Muslim, to be agnostic. They can decide whatever they want because they have free will given to them by God. I don't care what they are. I just would try to teach them what I believe, at least so they can have good morals through their upbringing, and then they can decide whatever they want. That is what is great about life, about us being human. That's what's great about us being human.
Gotcha.
That's probably what I'm going to end with.
All right.
And thank you, thanks everyone for listening. God bless this country, and thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, man. Okay. Thank you, Jay, over on the Red app. Sorry, I can't say the name, for upgrading your membership to the 2nd level. I appreciate that so much, guys. Yeah. Gosh, I hate doing this. I hate getting into religious talks because it does usually tank everything a little bit because people don't want to listen to it. Not for long. Well, not from me. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello!
Hi, how old are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how old are you?
36.
Awesome. And do you support Trump?
I do not.
All right, man. Have a good one. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Guess not. All right. Well, I don't know if you guys realize this, but there is an active shooter situation within the country right now. The Annapolis Naval Academy is currently on lockdown. I can't find any additional information. I don't know why. It's kind of a little bit of beating my head against the wall trying to find it. I don't really enjoy that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Hey, kiddo. I was going to tell you to go play a game. Hey, Alan, get out of my requests because you're not MAGA. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Take that as a no. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello, how old are you?
I think about 51.
You think? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello?
No means no. Thanks for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes. Hello?
Cool. How old are you?
I am 41.
All right. And are you supporting Trump still?
Not particularly.
No. So are you willing and able to accept today that Donald Trump has been lying to you, specifically in this current administration?
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Okay. Are you able to tell me 3 lies that he's told in his current administration?
No, I have a question for you. You're quite persuasive and quite intelligent. My question for you is like, what political party amongst any country, like in the last 25 years, you think would be a good model, or if you were in charge, what country would you feel has done the best with the model of a system that you support?
See, that's really hard to say for sure, because a lot of the political system and government bodies got a little bit messed up because of C-19. But, Kelly, you make a good point. I would say probably any of the Nordic countries specifically. I would love it if we could be like Switzerland. However, Switzerland has a leg up on us. The fact that they are literally surrounded by mountains and they have a whole system in place. If anyone tried to invade them, that they would just click a button and go boom. But like Norway, Finland, Sweden, the Nordic countries have it pretty good. They also rank very high on happiness index scales.
Okay.
No, Liz, I was just saying I like
was
Switzerland.
Okay. No, it's just an honest question, and I appreciate your response. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good night. Okay, Felipe. Welcome back. Glad you found your way back, man. Guys, there may be hope for me yet. I don't know what the hope is. But yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like Finland is... Like, these countries are ranked high on the happiness index. Also, last time I looked, Denmark was ranked one of the highest countries when it came to women's rights.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Thank you for calling the MAGA support.
Right after call Kirk died.
Okay. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I am. Thank you for receiving my call.
No problem. How old are you?
I am 60 and a half.
Okay. I'll get to you in a moment, Moose. Remind me later. Okay. And are you still supporting Trump?
I am.
Okay. And are you willing and or able to accept today that Donald Trump has lied to you in the past and is actively lying to you today?
I can agree with that. However, all politicians lie. Let's face it. The question is...
Can you get a little bit closer to your microphone? It's a little bit difficult to hear you. When it's difficult for me to hear you, it's difficult for the stream.
Okay, I'm going to take my earbuds out. Can you hear me now?
Yes, so much better. Okay, awesome. Okay.
Okay, so there's a lot I don't like about Trump.
Okay.
And
But here's the deal. I'm military. I serve at my age, and I'm in Delaware, and I know the differences between Biden and Trump. And so I've heard both sides, and it's kind of lesser of the two evils. There's the border was a major factor for me.
Oh, well, I mean, that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm not asking why you voted for him or why. No, Moose, you didn't do anything wrong. I just want to circle back to your question without forgetting it. I didn't ask why you voted for him or why you're still actively supporting him. I'm asking if you're able to accept that he's actively lying to you. And when I ask you that question, what is it that you think it does when you say, well, all politicians lie?
Well, I mean, let's face it. You can pick apart any politician, and in regards to Trump, he's a salesman. He's a businessman. So the truth
He's a
comes out
used car
sometimes, and
salesman.
sometimes it doesn't. What's that?
Said I would consider him more like a used car salesman.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. He sells those lemons.
Right. So my question to you is, if you had a choice right now, would you pick Biden over Trump?
No, Biden has cancer. He wouldn't last very long, and honestly, I think that electing somebody over the age of 75 into the president of office is tantamount to elder abuse. No one their ages should be serving as president. And I think that should not be the case. Like, it also wasn't Biden versus Trump. This isn't about Biden versus Trump. See, here's what I find when asking these questions, right? Is when somebody wants to, run away or at least ignore what's happened, right? Or to some degree, okay? They say everybody lies or all presidents lie as a way to give Donald Trump an excuse for the actions that he takes. And you're doing it even now when you're like, who would you prefer to have right now? Biden or Trump? And this is another way for you as an attempt to excuse his actions that are, to me, inexcusable. There are no excuses for them. Yes, exactly, Dawn. It's an attempt to deflect away from the fact that Donald Trump his lies are actually harmful to the American people and the American populace.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Now, I mentioned Biden for a reason, so let's pretend that, like you said, he was elderly and he's starting to lose his cognizance. But the choices that they put up instead, I really have a difficult time with. And I think a lot of the American people did. And that's why, irregardless
Kamala Harris was 60 years old, man.
Well, who cares about her age?
It is important to bring up her age. I literally said that was my first thing. I said electing anybody into the office of presidency over the age of 75 is tantamount to elder abuse. She was 60 years old. Not only that, you just immediately saying that she was unqualified is also, I'm sorry, ignorance. Because what part of let's be clear. What were Obama's qualifications? Remind me.
He didn't. He was black. That's. I'm sorry. No, he was half black. So he wasn't qualified.
What were Bill Clinton's qualifications?
Okay. He had a little more in terms of qualifications, but his morality was atrocious.
Okay. What were George Bush's qualifications?
George Bush, unfortunately, I agree with you. His qualifications were his family had money. So I'm with you on that.
Aside from Donald Trump, what were the qualifications of the last president that you liked? Or that you believed was qualified? Ronald Reagan.
Reagan.
And what were Ronald Reagan's qualifications to be president?
A true American.
That's not a qualification. What is it that we look at on the resume, sir? See, I think that people have an inherent misunderstanding that when we're talking about qualifications, that is a human resources term that's used when evaluating job candidates. So when we're talking about having a resume and job candidacy and qualifications, Ronald Reagan's qualification was that he was a movie star. He was a
he was
an
governor of
actor.
California as well.
Yeah, so
The
was
governor of
so was
California.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. After
And isn't
being
that
a
the beauty
movie
of our
star,
nation?
after being a
beauty of our-
movie star, okay, after being a movie star, so was Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I still would not elect the man for president of the United States because just simply
Ronald Reagan served
just
during World War
simply being a fucking governor of a state doesn't necessarily give you the qualifications to be president. So let's be clear. I want to be clear. You said that somebody that graduated with a lawyer's doctorate, right? Sorry, jurisprudence, like a juris doctorate, is not qualified. Somebody that served
No,
as an attorney does
absolutely
not make them qualified. Somebody
Nope.
that was in the United
all.
States Senate was not qualified. So then
That
what
doesn't
is a
make them qualified.
qualification to be president? What is it? What are the things that you need to see on a resume that makes somebody qualified for the presidency?
Well, there you go. Just because it's on your resume doesn't make you a
That is your
professional. It doesn't make you
qualifications,
qualified.
sir. Again, qualifications for a job is a
she
human
has the right-
resource term.
Kamala
It is a
Harris has the
human
right to be president
resource
because of her
term.
resume?
It is a human resource term. So now when I'm asking you, what is it that you want to see on a resume that would make somebody qualified to be president of the United States? What is it?
Well,
Since apparently I have to walk you to the water so you can understand.
no. So
Yeah,
just because
and
it's on a
just so you know,
resume doesn't make them
Ronald Reagan served in Hollywood during World War II. He didn't go anywhere. He didn't fight for this country. He was in Hollywood. He was stationed. He was in fucking California the entire time. He saw no combat.
Desecrate a man that served during the war.
No, you like him because again he was a fucking TV personality, just like Donald fucking Trump was, a failed fucking businessman. But you want to say somebody that actually served. I just want to be clear. I love how I asked, like, he immediately says that the woman was unqualified, right? The woman was unqualified, right? She served as DA.
Look at her debate.
She was a fucking prosecutor. She was elected to be attorney general after she was also elected to be DA because that's also an elected position. She was elected to the Senate. So these are all elected positions. She was elected 3 times into a position of office, and that seems to be his qualifier, right? Because being governor, okay? That's an elected position. That seems to be his major qualifier, right? But he's okay with a 5-time draft dodger. A 5-time draft dodger being elected into presidency after invoking Ronald Reagan's name. Okay, Ronald Reagan was a pretty deplorable human being. He was not a great president, okay? Let's be very clear, though. What did Ronald Reagan say about immigration? Ronald Reagan was actually pro-immigration, pro-amnesty, and allowing immigrants into our country and giving them a pathway to citizenship. He was nicer than me. His was 3 years. My limit is 5. I say 5 or more years, right? But he wants to invoke Ronald Reagan's name. Ronald Reagan is pro-immigration, pro-amnesty, pro-citizen naturalization process. But you want to invoke Ronald Reagan, who's Donald Trump is the exact fucking opposite. You're ridiculous. Somebody that is literally, like, the majority of our Congress members are individuals that went and became attorneys for a fucking reason. Because what does the position of Congress do? Congress are the legislative body. They write the laws that we see and we enact within this country. Now, why does being an attorney make you qualified to be president? I'll tell you in a second.
You go ahead.
Being an attorney makes you qualified to be president because the executive branch of government, their business, right? The executive branch are the enforcers of the law. So having knowledge of what the law is would be important for the enforcement of said law, which, by the way, Donald Trump is actively violating articles and amendments of the United States Constitution to this day. So you want to say that he's so qualified over the individuals, right, that actually were attorneys, who is a good fucking start to be president, okay? But no, he's qualified because he's the white man. Let's be very clear that the only reason why he said that Obama was qualified is because he was a black man. Yeah, step off with that shit.
He was.
Step off with that shit. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. I really try not to go on the monologues, at least not on this topic. I don't normally need it. It's fucking crazy that somebody wants to go down that line. Holy fuck. Okay. I don't know swag, but apparently that's where they want to take it. Turned into the party of hurt feelings. Alright, Felipe. Whatever little biblical knowledge I have. I actually study and I actually read the Bible. Well, thanks, Chris. And thank you, Jay, so much for sending out 5 gifted memberships. I really do appreciate that. Oh, so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It does help me continue to do this. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I'm here.
How old are you?
I'm 47.
All right. And are you still supporting Trump?
I am supporting Trump.
Okay. Are you willing and able to accept today that Donald Trump is actively lying to you in his current administration and has lied to you in the past?
I'm not.
Oh, goodness. Can you think of a single lie that he's told?
I can't.
You can't?
No. He's the greatest president this country's ever had. By far. By far. And that's a fact. That's just a cold-hearted fact.
Where can I find this fact?
You can find it from the last 7 years that he's been in office.
Wait, he's been in office the last 7 years?
Whoa. When he came down the elevator, okay? What was it?
That was more than 7 years ago.
Okay, listen. 10 years, okay? Whenever he came down the
There
elevator.
you go. You're closer now.
Okay, when he first ran, he said he was going to run for office, okay? I mean, he's been doing so much for the American people, for
like
business owners.
Like what?
He's bringing so many jobs back to America.
Oh,
That's
he is?
just-
Did you
yes,
see the
he
jobs
is.
report?
I mean,
Did you see the
he just
jobs
got rid
report?
of-
Did
he
you
just
see
got
the
rid of
jobs
four-
report? Hold on, caller. You
Hey,
said that
listen,
he's bringing. No, hold on. He said he's bringing back so many jobs to America. So I would assume that you saw the jobs report that came out on Friday, right? That is from his current temporary head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, right? Did you see or read that report that came out under his current administration? Cool. Would you like me to explain to you? Because what jobs are you bringing back? Well, no, you do. Actually, I do, because you said that he's bringing back all of these jobs to America. So, like, what kind of jobs? Because what I know from reading that jobs report, is that the manufacturing industry has lost 78,000 jobs just since Donald Trump has been in office.
That had 400 illegals that Americans are going to take them jobs. That just
That's
happened last
incorrect. That's incorrect. So I don't think so. They only measure, I don't know if you realize this, but the Bureau of Labor Statistics only, thank you, Moose, only takes into account citizens.
How old are you? How old are you? Let me just ask, how old are you?
I'm in my early 30s.
You're in your early 30s?
Yeah.
You're still a child.
No, I'm not. I'm a fucking adult.
Nah, you're still a child. You have a child's mentality.
When does the frontal lobe fully develop?
You know something?
When does the frontal lobe fully develop? 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 When does the frontal lobe fully develop?
I would say it fully develops for an individual person.
No, there's actually science. There's science. There is science. This is not it's based upon the person. No, this is science. Dude, you took us, let me be clear. I want to be very clear with you. You are telling me to get back on the topic that you took us off of because you wanted to go down the route of giving out an ad hominem because you are not able to address any of the points that I made. So see, when you asked me how old I am and then you called me a child when I'm actually an adult. I am an adult. I don't know if you realize this, but an adult is somebody that, unfortunately, in this country, is considered to be anyone over the age of 18. I am an adult. Stop trying to infantilize me. It's fucking weird. I am an adult, okay? So when I'm asking you about when does the frontal lobe fully develop in a human, okay? It's at the age of 25. So even by scientific standards, sir, I am an adult. Though I think that your frontal lobe stopped developing at the age of 22. You've kind of already proven this because you are the one that's now crying about me asking you very specific questions because you're the one who took us off the topic. So I'm so sorry if you are offended by the fact that I'm questioning you on how you wanted to pivot away from the topic itself. Thank you, Jace, because you're the one who asked the question. So this is your pivot that I allowed you to continue to go down. Just for a moment, just to prove something. I am an adult. Stop treating me like or acting like I'm in a child and stop trying to infantilize me because that's fucking weird shit, bro.
You know that? I only called into your little platform because you're a joke. I thought it would be funny because you are a joke.
The only people that are being laughed at right now, it's you.
The adults in the room know it. Okay?
You're not an adult. You haven't acted like an adult. Do you see? So I'm gonna help you out with something. Adults are able to control themselves. You have shown a zero, like your ability of self-control, your ability to self-regulate your mouth is at an absolute zero. So during the time that we've actually started to have a conversation, I was able to go silent for you. But even now, like you just continue to try to talk over me the entire time.
Okay.
You've proven your age is not your age, and age is just a number.
You tell us why Trump isn't a good president. Why Trump isn't taking out narcos and doing everything that he said he was going to do.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me go down it then. Let's see how long your regulation lasts here. I'm actually just going to go ahead and let's pull up a timer just for you. I want to see how long your regulation lasts because I don't think it's going to go for very long. But okay, we're going to go ahead and start now.
Come on,
all right,
child,
so
I'm not playing games with you.
You lasted not even a second.
Child, I'm not
You
playing
didn't
games
even last a
with you,
millisecond.
okay?
You didn't even last a millisecond. I literally said, okay, let's get started. No, because I was literally just going to start talking. Right as I hit that, I said, okay, let's go. And then you said, let's start, child. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's time how long your crash out is for. Go ahead.
Let's time this. Come on, you fucking child. You child. Go ahead.
All right, cool.
Come on. All right.
Do I get to say it now?
Listen.
Do I get to go
Listen,
through
you
my
wanna start
spot?
talking like an
Oh
adult?
God,
Tell us
he's still
why
going.
Trump is not a good president. You tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us why. He's done everything. He's done everything and more of what we've asked for him. Go for it. Yeah, go for it, please. Please tell us.
Are you done?
I'm letting you talk.
Okay, cool. So let's reset this. Okay. So why do I? Oh my God.
Just be an adult.
Again, can't even last a millisecond. Okay, let's try this. All right, why do I think that Donald Trump is not a good president? Okay, let's get this started. All right. So, for one, I don't agree with a president that actively violates articles and amendments of the United States Constitution. I don't agree with a president that talks about taking over or annexing our neighbor Canada. I don't agree with a president that talks about buying another country known as Greenland, or a president that talks about taking back the Panama Canal, which was given to them through an act of Congress in 1990s, right, signed off by a president after civil unrest broke out due to our military occupation of the Panama Canal in Panama. So it was rightly giving back to them. I don't agree with a president that has outwardly lied to the American public, the American population, about promising no tax on Social Security, putting out a statement, a memo drafted to the Social Security Administration to let individuals know that are actively receiving Social Security that they are no longer being taxed on their Social Security, even though it is nowhere within the pages of H.R. 1, aka the One Big Beautiful Bill. I don't agree with a president that's actively driving our partners, or our what would have been our allies at one point in time, together across the world. I don't agree with the president that lies outwardly about ending 7 wars, even though not a single one of them have actively ended, right? They're all still ongoing. Taking credit for 2 other wars that were ended by on their own is absolutely fucking asinine and unacceptable when he's ruined our relationship with the fastest growing democracy in Asia, being fucking India, also the largest democracy in Asia. Just so everybody's aware, India has a much larger population than the United States. They are over 1 billion, okay? So yeah, he's actively ruined that. And then not only that, he's adding insult to injury by increasing the tariffs on them. He's ruined our relationship with them, which is not a good thing, right? He lies about all of these investments that are going to come into the United States of America. Not going to happen, because we already saw exactly what happened with Apple in his first term, where Apple promised $350 billion worth of investments, saying that they were going to open new plants. And then they toured him around a facility in 2019 in Texas, telling him, hey, this has been building iPads, right? But then, and Donald Trump was out on national television saying that this is a brand new plant that just started building iPads in 2019. Look and see what I did. Guess what? The plant had been open and producing iPads since 2013. He also calls all illegal immigrants criminals, which is in fact incorrect according to Arizona v. United States 2012. I'm actually impressed. You almost made it 3 minutes. So yeah, he called them all criminals, which is actually against guess what? The ruling of the United States Supreme Court, Arizona v. United States 2012, the highest court of the land. He actively goes against SCOTUS rulings that when the SCOTUS doesn't agree with him and goes against him, right? And so he's actively ignoring the fact that there are 3 co-equal branches of government, and that's why when I say he's violating articles and amendments of the United States Constitution, I mean Article 1, 2, and 3. When I'm talking about the amendments, I can tell you it's the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th Amendment and the 14th Amendment, and he's joked about violating the 12th and 22nd Amendments and the 25th Amendment of the United States Constitution. In fact, started a whole insurrection which also violated the 22nd Amendments of the United States Constitution, right? And do we want to continue? Oh, I kind of think I do. There's so many things that he's done wrong. Oh, and the
American
16th
people
Amendment.
love
Got
President Trump. I tell you, the American people love him. The American
that's what he's
military
got.
loves President
Yeah.
Trump. Yes, I come from a military family.
So do I.
The military loves President Trump.
They don't.
That you don't. Yes, they do. They most certainly do. Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, we have not had one new war under
all of them,
President
right?
Trump. And it's
One new war? I'm sorry. What happened in June? What happened in June? Okay, guys, I love this one. There's been no new wars under President Trump. Wah. But guess what? How is it there's been no new wars under President Trump, but he takes credit for three that actively started during his administration, right? So it's so hilarious. Also, guys, this is my backup. Don't tag it. It's just me. It's another account. So Donald Trump, there has been no new wars since his active administration, yet Donald Trump actively calls the escalation between Israel and Iran the 12-day war. He calls it a 12-day war that occurred. Guess what? 12-day war that occurred in June. He also takes credit for ending the war between India and Pakistan, which he didn't have any involvement in. And he also takes credit for ending the war between fucking Thailand and Cambodia. So can you try and explain to me again how there's been no new wars when he takes credit for three that actively started under his current administration?
There's been no new wars under President Trump.
Lies.
From America. Oh, there hasn't been.
Did we drop bombs on Iran? 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 It's a simple yes or no question. Did we drop bombs on Iran?
Did we drop on? Oh, yes, we did. And
we
listen,
did.
We should get
Wow.
rid of Iran.
So,
We
oh
should-
my,
we
oh
should-
my
we
God,
should-
no.
We should turn Iran into collapse.
Sorry, we are not doing that here. We are not wishing death on an entire we are not wishing death on an entire population. That's fucked up. Y'all are so fucking crazy. Dude, seek help. I'm sorry to say that this is a was a little much. So, guys, here's why I bring that up, right? So when people want to use this trope about no new wars, okay? There's a significant issue with that. All right? Donald Trump himself says that these wars that occurred while Biden was president, even though there was no American involvement, right? Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Gaza, that those are all Biden's fault simply from the fact that they occurred while Joe Biden was sitting in the Oval Office. Well, by that same token, then the three wars that I mentioned were also Donald Trump's fault simply for the fact that he was sitting within the Oval Office. It does not require American involvement. According to Donald Trump, at least not when he's president, it doesn't require American involvement. Interesting. I will say I was actually impressed that he managed to stay quiet for 3 minutes. That was impressive. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Hello? Did you calm down?
Hello?
Oh, my bad. I thought you were the other guy. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello!
Dude, when I hang up on you once, but then I also hang up on you twice, that's me
Now
saying
three-
you know. Thank you for calling MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 32.
Cool. And are you still supporting Trump?
I'm going to be like 100% honest with you. I kind of saw your podcast like just recently, and I was watching the last two people you had talking on here, and I don't know. Sounds like they were, I don't know, drinking a little bit. I'm probably a little bit closer to your age, and we could have probably like a real discussion, which might be a little bit different from, I guess, what the norm is, what you have to deal with on a daily basis. I wouldn't say that I support everything that Donald Trump does or says, but I don't know, like a part of me watching a lot of what you're talking about is a little disingenuous, I'd say, because I think that when it comes to politics, when it comes to presidents, when it comes to political people in general, they all lie. For instance, like who would you say was the best Democratic president recently? I'm pretty sure you'd probably say Barack Obama.
So here's why I'm gonna help you out with why that doesn't work. Okay, so by somebody saying, well, they all lie, it's giving an excuse, right? It's saying that it's okay because somebody else has done it. It's okay to actively do it, for fucking Trump to actively do it. Okay. And so with that being the case, I inherently disagree. We don't get to excuse the behavior just because somebody else has done it. Also, Donald Trump is a prolific liar when we know that, and this has been fact-checked by multiple sources, that just within his first term of presidency, he told over 30,000 lies, which is the most that we've seen. Yeah. And he's also been telling lies that actively hurt American citizens within his current administration, such as tariffs bring back manufacturing jobs to America. And what did we see from the recent jobs report? That the United States has actually lost 70,000 jobs in just 2025. 78,000 manufacturing jobs in 2025. We are harming
really quick,
Americans.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That 30,000 lies is crazy. But really quick, honestly, the point that I was making isn't that all politicians lie, so it's okay that Donald Trump lies. I'm just saying that I think it's disingenuous to make it seem as if this is something abnormal. I honestly, when it comes to
That's
politics,
not what I'm doing. So unfortunately, that's not what I'm doing.
Both sides are.
I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you because
Both
here's.
sides are liars, and when it comes
Stop.
down to it, the
Stop.
American people.
Are you able to stop and have self-control, or you just wanted to hear yourself talk?
No, I mean I'm trying to. You were giving a lot of talk time.
And this is my show, and you're also miscategorizing my show. So let's be clear. I am not here to convince the person on the line. Okay? I am not here to convince the person that's on the line, right? What I am here to do is to show the cognitive dissonance that we see with MAGA voters and MAGA supporters who are incapable of even naming 3 coherent lies that Donald Trump has told in his current administration. And then when I point out the lie, and then I would even show them proof, right? Specifically about no tax on Social Security, and it's nowhere within the one big beautiful bill, they still deflect and deny, which is showing that they have an inherent disability at the moment to not acknowledge the truth. And that is an issue. This is something.
Because there's people on both sides that do the same.
I don't really care about your feelings, bro. Alan, you're a little fucking weirdo over on TikTok. You changed your name because people were recognizing you, but you didn't change your profile picture or your username. You think I can't read? Alan, you didn't vote for Trump. You are a special needs education worker, supposedly, who then also says that the Department of Education needs to be dismantled, which is going to inherently hurt your students. Oh, Soroski, he changed his name to Sensible Whatever. And he's a fucking weirdo. He didn't vote for Trump, but he wants to try to come up here and talk on a MAGA, specifically MAGA support hotline. Alan, get a fucking life. You're not MAGA. This has nothing to do with you. I know you want to make everything about you, but it has nothing to do with you, which is why I booted you from my requests. No means no, but you've sat in my comments for 2 fucking hours. That's a good point, Ashcat. Maybe I will. Actually, that's a good idea. Honestly, good on you, Patricia. Good on you. That's what you need to do. Okay, thanks, Carly. Good on you, Patricia. And that's not sarcasm. Like, sincerely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Paul. Saying that all politics lie is being dismissive. And that's the problem. That's why I don't accept it. Susan, keep telling yourself that. We didn't measure. Susan, I want to help you out with something. I know you weren't, Carly. You're good. Susan, we didn't measure education on an international level before then. So please, Susan, tell me, if we didn't measure it on an international level, how did it go down the tank? Susan, where'd you go? Susan, knock, knock. Hello? Are you there? Tell me. If we didn't measure it before then, what are you talking about? Wow. What a concept. Of course, Jay. Thank you for the 5. And yes, also, what a weird-ass timeline we live in. I agree. It's a fucking weird-ass timeline. All right. Tiki-talkie, don't go anywhere for a second. I'm going to mute for a moment. So don't go anywhere. Stick around 1 second. Okay. Over on YouTube and Twitch, unfortunately, it's that time of the night where I do have to call it quits. Twitch, if you guys are new here and you haven't been here before, like Ruger, I see you in the chat. You sent your first time chat ever. Guys, if you're new on Twitch, this is the first time you've run across me, hit that follow button up at the top. Make sure your notifications are on so you know that when I go live. I will not be live tomorrow for any stream. Okay? Tomorrow is my day off. It is it's date night, guys. And so over on YouTube, guys, you hit that subscribe button. It's a little bit different from follow, but it's basically the same thing. It's just called it differently. And there is no guest Dirk right now, because it's just me talking. And so yeah, if you are new over on the YouTube streets, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so that you know when I go live. I will not be live tomorrow. Thank you to everyone for all of the super chats. Thank you, Jay, for becoming a new member and then sending out a total of 10 new memberships. I appreciate it oh so much. Thank you guys for being here. And I will see you guys on Saturday at some